good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode here on the YouTube channel, guys. And I have a really wonderful guest today. Oh, I almost dropped my mic. I'm gonna let her explain who she is and what her channel is about. Go ahead.
What's up, everybody? My name is Nieka Marie. Okay. I am a wife. I am a YouTube influencer, if you will. We talk about relationship topics. And we have really dope discussions over on my channel, which is the Nieka Marie Dope Discussions. I guess I am a relationship coach. All right. A lot of people call me a relationship expert. I never said that. People have placed that upon me, and a lot of people are upset, apparently, that I'm a quote unquote expert. But, you know, that's what they call me as well. I'm your little big sister. All right. And, you know, I'm your homie. And we chill, we kick it, and we learn, we evolve, we grow. So that's just a little bit about me. Nothing too major, you know, just Nieka Marie, relationship coach, wife, author, your little big sister, and your homie. All right, come on back, O'Shea.
All right, give a round of applause. I see that YouTube plaque in the background, that silver play button. I'm gonna start hating on you. I'm already mad anyway, cause
where your plaque at?
Yeah, what happened was, I don't know, they never sent it to me, but it's in the States. But I'm trying to get one. Like, I'm gonna bring it here when I get a chance. But you know, I've heard a lot about you. You know, okay. I've come into your chat, drop you about $3 or $4, and I'll leave.
Yeah, you know, big baller. Okay,
little something. I want you know, I'm dusty, so I don't want to tell everybody, you know, what's going on. But you're a really talented creator.
Thank you.
And I want to make a public apology, because I think maybe in the video that it was insinuated that Kevin Samuels influenced you to be on here, but it's actually not true. And I knew that. You've always been speaking in your same tonality since Facebook. Now, what brought you speaking to the issues that you talk about, you know, as far as relationship, especially in the Black world? What motivated you to talk about relationships from your point of view?
What inspired me to talk about the things that I talk about is the fact that I felt like nobody was really doing it, you know, especially as it pertains to women. Not a lot of women were trying to be truthful and forthcoming and honest about some of the things that may be hindering us from having successful relationships. It was just a bunch of pacifying and pandering, as I like to say I do. But I feel like I'm keeping it real. But that's all that I saw that a lot of women were doing amongst each other, was just like making it seem like there was no responsibility, no accountability on their end. It was all the men's fault. And what I tried to do was bring back some sort of balance. And again, just like call us women out, and so we can correct the errors and ultimately have healthy relationships. But we can't have healthy relationships if, you know, we're just going to act like we don't have any issues and deflect. So that's what inspired me to do it. And I started back in, I want to say 2013, 2014 is when I really started going viral on Facebook and, you know, with my videos and stuff of that nature, talking about relationships. And that's when I started to get, you know, attacked. And I was like, whoa, why am I getting attacked? And to my surprise, I was being attacked by women that looked like me. You know, and they were like, oh, you're a pick-me. And I didn't even know what a pick-me was back then. I think I was probably the first woman that was ever called a pick-me ever. And that was back on Facebook. And, you know, I just kept it going. And then in 2019, that's when I transferred over to YouTube. And we've been rocking ever since on YouTube. But yeah, I'm the OG pick-me, I guess.
What was different? Now, let me ask you, because YouTube I was on Facebook, you know, not as successful as you were on Facebook, but I did migrate to YouTube myself and found this platform a little bit more to my liking.
Yeah,
but
me too.
What has been your experience in how people treated you on Facebook, you know, as far as responses, or what about YouTube? What would you gauge those two communities, how they respond to your content?
Well, Facebook, when I first got on there, I felt like the algorithm was a lot better than it is now. I don't know if I'm shadow banned or anything now, but it was pretty much the same back when I started off. You know, I was getting the same amount of people, you know, making comments about me or making videos about me or so on and so forth. So it was pretty much even as far as if you're asking, you know, was I getting the same kind of responses from Facebook as YouTube? Yeah, I was back then when I was on Facebook. Yes.
Okay. So. Now you're from we won't say what city. I don't know if you tell people where you from, but
I'm from St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Hey, I'm from the Loop and I'm proud. Hey.
Where Nelly at? So you from St. Louis. It's you know, it's known to have a lot of African Americans there, and it's just a great city. And as you know,
it's dangerous, but yeah,
you know, it's dangerous.
We gotta love our people now. We gotta love.
Right, gunshots.
Yeah.
So it's a black city, and you know you're not necessarily in the black manosphere, but you have what we would consider, because you were out before the black manosphere was out. So you would have like men's talking points as far as seeing, you know, women being entitled, women not wanting to contribute to the relationship. In St. Louis, what were you seeing in the dynamic between African American men and women from the friends or, you know, people in your family? What were you seeing in the city as far as how it was working?
The same thing that I'm seeing now: dysfunction, chaos, entitlement. You know, a lot of just, like I said, just dysfunction, chaos. Nothing has changed really. Now, what I can appreciate now is the fact that I am starting to see more women, more specifically. I am starting to see them kind of be more receptive to, you know, making certain adjustments and changes and taking accountability, and you know what I mean? Like, that's what I appreciate now today. But as far as what I was seeing around me, just a bunch of chaos, confusion. I gotta go here, O'Shea, and a lot of females gonna get mad at me, but it's the truth. You know, a lot of females just being in their own way. If you understand what I'm saying, like when it came to decent guys, you know, and on my platform we always talk about nice guys and stuff of that sort. And I've seen it. That's why I spoke on it so much, was the fact that I was seeing guys that were of quality, substance, morals, values, so on and so forth. That would be like the epitome of what a good husband is or would be, and those same females would turn them down. You know, they're not exciting enough. They're not dangerous enough. You know, they don't have a thrill. You know, things of that sort. And I still was seeing those things transpiring around me, and it just really made me say, you know what, enough is enough. We got to call these things out, because at the same time, those same females would complain that there's no good men out here, and you know, where's the quality men? It's like, well, they're presenting themselves to you, but you're overlooking them for whatever reason. We make up 105 reasons as to why we won't get with the quality man, but then we'll turn around and make 105 excuses as to why we will be with a unquality man, right? Like, well, yeah, he doesn't have this, but he has that, and so I'll go with him. But then when it came with the quality man, it was like, well, yeah, but he does not have this. It's always something to pick apart or critique when it came to the quality men of substance, morals, and values. And so that's what I've been seeing, and that's really what gave me my passion to call these things out, because I really do want more of us, especially within the Black community, to bridge the gaps, find love, and have healthy, balanced relationships. And we can't do that if we're not going to be real and call out the things that are hindering us or holding us back.
Hey, I'm curious, because you came from St. Louis, and it seems like many people are conforming to a certain ideology, but you seem to be different, even in 2013. How did you change to get to that mindset then? And were you ever entitled like the women you're describing?
Absolutely. You know, I was absolutely that chick that was strong, independent, boss. You know, I don't need anybody. I can do it by myself. I was her as well. And it just took for me to do some self-reflecting, which a lot of us don't want to do. But I also have to give a lot of credit to my amazing husband. Okay, shout out to Mr. Eric Bell, because he was really the turning point for me as far as checking a lot of my behaviors. And a lot of females would not be receptive to a man, calling them out on certain things that were, toxic behaviors or counterproductive. And when he did that, again, I was still in my ways of like, well, you can't tell me what to do. I'm a boss, I'm the prize. I had that energy. But, having him to kind of call me out on those things and also be man enough to walk away once I did not change those things, right? That's what kind of, was a reality check for me. So I was like, hold up. I'm presented with a quality man that I would absolutely love to be with forever. Like I really felt like my husband is my soulmate, if there is a such thing as that. And when I felt like I was losing him based upon a lot of the dysfunctional, toxic, behaviors or mentalities that I was possessing or displaying, it really woke me up. And I was like, I'm not losing him. I got to change these things. So I would say the turning point for me to help me to snap out of that was having a strong, masculine, no nonsense, assertive, purposeful, driven type of man to call me out on those things and then not be afraid to actually walk away from me once I was not giving him the type of results that he was looking for. And so that really woke me up when I was like, hold up, he really gonna leave me? Because, Shay, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm used to guys just kissing my ass, you look like this, I'll tolerate it. And he was like, no, I don't care how fine you are, how good the sex is, whatever the case is. If you're not coming correct, I'm gonna reject. And that really helped me to correct a lot of my behavior. So shout out to my husband for helping me to realize my faults and flaws and actually be able to help other women recognize some of these same traits and qualities that they may possess in order to get a quality man as well.
That's a powerful point right there. That he was, he's rather let you go.
Yeah, I was like, hold up, you leaving for real? And he was like, girl, I don't know what you used to, but I don't tolerate disrespect or, women trying to tell me what to do or boss me around. Like, no, you either get in alignment with me or I can't do this. And, again, I'm grateful that I was a type of woman that was receptive to that, because a lot of females were just like, well, you can go. And it woke me up. And again, I really do believe it was because he was the type of man that I really felt like I was missing. Like he was the missing link in my life. So, yeah.
Now, I'm going to come back to that, but I want to kind of go back to what you said in 2013. You're kind of a lone wolf. And now it's 2021, and you're saying that you're seeing more ladies, either if it's the subscriber base, being more receptive to what you have to say and being more accountable. And in my video, I pointed out there's many more creators that are out here saying something similar to you, although you were more or less the forerunner. Why do you think that women are more likely to be accountable now? I'm not saying a lot of them are, but you're seeing more vocality about on the internet than in comparison to 2013. What has changed?
That's a good question. I think what's changed is the fact that we're starting to see that the things that we were used to doing, it's not working for us. And I think that that's really waking us up. It's like, hold on, we were taught to behave this way or act this way or think this way and do this and do that. And that's really counterproductive when we really sit back and we look at these results. Like, we're not getting married. We're not getting the men that we want. We're not fulfilled. We're not satisfied. We're not happy. We just have a bunch of materials, or we're just surrounded by, a lot of other females that are in the same boat as us. And we're not really getting the results that we want. And so I believe that now with us being able to, kind of look back and reflect, we're seeing that, we're just not progressing the way that we need to, or the way that we would like to. And shout out to the likes of a Kevin Samuels, or, anybody else that is speaking up and speaking out against these things, because now I really feel like with creators gaining a lot of momentum behind them as far as exposing some of these things, it also is it factors into a lot of women being like, you know what, maybe they're onto something because we're not getting the result that we really want, and so I feel like that is a major factor into what we're seeing today as far as people wanting to change or being more receptive to it. We're on social media now. We're able to shine a light on different people and different things and actually have the conversations. And so with us being more transparent, open, and honest about these things and actually taking some of the things that people are saying and implementing them into our own lives and seeing a different result or a better result, I feel like that also factors into it. It's like, oh, hold on. They're not just talking out the side of their necks. Like these things are actually working for me. So I feel like all of that ties into why we're seeing this uptick in more women or men, for that matter, just trying to do something differently.
I want to get back to the men, because a lot of, and we're going to talk about some of the hate that some of these Manosphere content creators have had, because I've listened to you, and me and the Obsidian Media Network have even come to your defense. We have come to go ahead. We've come to your defense.
We gonna just go ahead. Hi haters. Hi haters. That's all I want to say. Hi haters.
Well, we're gonna get to them. We've come to your defense before, because there's this kind of idea that that women can't tell, that men can only speak to men about certain things. And in the Manosphere, as a guy that's been there a long time, I used to feel that way. And then when I watched your channel, I was like, you know what? Even though you're married, Nieka is the kind of woman that these guys would want to date, somebody that was attractive and in the like. And when you tell guys that, okay, this is where you're going wrong, it might be a little bit different from coming from somebody like myself or another guy, because you're the kind of lady that a lot of guys would want to date in the Black community, in the Black world. And I say that to say this: we always come to this particular talking point, and you hear it all the time. I know you're from St. Louis. Black women only like drug dealers, Pookies and Ray Rays. Gunshots, please. Right. And if you go to school, you can read and write. They don't like you, and they don't want to date you. And I want you to speak to that, because I'm pretty sure as a woman you've been approached by men of all different classes, and guys from rich guys to guys who just whatever. But what's the real skinny on that? What as a woman that has been approached by many different guys, what is the real truth about what Black women really like? And if the career is what they're looking for, and who they are. Talk about that.
Well, I'd like to have a distinction between women and females. And as you can, if you've been paying attention throughout this interview so far, you've been hearing me say females. To me, it's a difference. When it comes to females, they may like the drug dealers, the no good guys, and the street runners and stuff like that. But when it comes to women, and you ask about Black women, we absolutely do want a gentleman. We want a man that is of substance, morals, values, that is gonna be a provider, a protector, a leader, a teacher. Like we would absolutely want those type of guys. I don't want a street guy. I like my men to be intelligent, wise, knowledgeable, all of those different things. That's what real women would like. Real Black women, not females. We absolutely desire that. However, O'Shea, I will give them some credit here and say that we do live in a society where females are outnumbering the women. And so it could give off this illusion that that's what all women want, right? When you're seeing constantly these females choosing the Pookie Ray Ray type of individuals. It's like, okay, well, obviously that is what they like, so let's give them that. But what they're not understanding is those are the bottom of the barrel type of women. And I use that term very loosely. Like, no, we don't want the type of guy that's going to be a high risk. Like, no, I want a guy that is going to be productive, and we're going to ultimately have a healthy, balanced, strong foundation. But you can't have that with a guy that is in and out of jail, in and out of the streets, you know, not being productive, not being purpose driven. Like, no real woman of quality or substance want a man like that, you know. And so it's very important that we do acknowledge the fact that it is a difference between females and women, and also have men to understand that you don't change who you are as far as you being a productive guy. Stay being a productive guy. Stay being a guy that is on your purpose and so on and so forth. That is what real women want. But if you're looking for a female, then go ahead and do that, because they are excited by that. Like, they are enticed by that type of lifestyle that gives them some kind of thrill or whatever the case is. But, you know, Black women, no, we don't want that. I would absolutely take a guy that is at home reading, like my husband. Like, my husband reads books all day, every day. He's in the house relaxing, he's learning, he's watching TV, like very much so that type of guy. He's not in and out in the streets. He's a business owner, you know, like that's what we would like. Not a street guy. Like, no, not at all.
Let me kind of dial it back, because you said before, you know, in your entitled days, you have guys that they would do anything to be with you because of how you looked. But he was the guy that said, listen, you know, if you don't do this, I'm out. Yeah. Now, and I think a lot of guys feel like the guys who are even, let's say if they're in the streets, the Pookies and the Ray Rays, that because they sell drugs or shoot people, like they're not simps, you know? And I be trying to tell guys like, yo, like some of the weakest dudes over women that get punked are the guys in the streets that be doing stuff. That don't make them, you know, have standards for themselves. But what you mentioned was, and your husband, you said he wasn't, you know, doing that kind of stuff, but he was just willing to say, listen, this is what I am going to accept from you. And if you don't like it, you have to go. It was that particular stance that he had respect for himself. How much important is having a standards as a man? You know, how important is that for a man to have that and to be able to set the foundation for a woman to be able to follow?
It's so important. And I really wish that so many of you men would understand that you have to stand on your square, as my husband likes to say. Like, you have to stand on your square. You have to respect yourself. You have to put your foot down, period. Like, because when you don't, it's hard for a lot of women to respect you if you can't even respect yourself, in a sense. Like, you have to reinforce who you are and stand upon that. And that just helps us to have a whole different level of respect for you, because we are under the impression that, okay, this guy, he takes himself seriously. He values himself. And in our minds...
say it again. He takes himself seriously. Say that one more time.
He takes himself seriously and he values himself, right? And when you do that as a man, it triggers it into a woman's mind that this is a man of value, right? This is a man of standards. He has something to lose. He has something to offer me, because he's obviously trying to protect something, right? When you are a man that respects yourself and values yourself, you're ultimately trying to protect yourself. And if you have things that are worth protecting, and y'all know how females are, female nature, one-on-one, we want stability, security, providers, protectors. Oh, I want to go with that guy, right? He's no nonsense. He's going to ultimately be able to protect me, right? If I see that he's protecting himself, protecting his assets, like, it's a domino effect. And so on some subconscious level, it triggers into a woman's mind that, okay, this is a man that is worthy of being with, because, you know, he's going to take care of me because he's taking care of himself.
And it has something to do, because a lot of guys believe, well, if I make a lot of money, and don't get me wrong, money is important. That's a part of providership. But a lot of guys think like, oh, if I make a lot of money, all this changes.
No, because you can still be a simp lollipoppy.
Talk to him.
Okay. It's a mentality. It's a character. It's an energy. It's a way of life. It is not something that you can buy or purchase. You know, you'll just be a rich fool. You'll just be a rich simp. Like, you have to do some character development. You know, it's not something that, once again, that you can buy. It has to be something that is instilled within you, right? It has to be. And if more men could understand that, oh my goodness, we would have such a tremendous turnaround in a lot of things, because I'm not gonna lie, O'Shea, we do live in a society or in a world where men do feel like, if I can just get a whole bunch of money, I'll have all these women. I'll have yeah, and you also have a whole bunch of gold diggers. You'll have a whole bunch of, just unworthy women, females around you. So you have to be wise first and foremost. You have to have principles first and foremost. Money is not the savior. If you don't know what you're doing with the money, it means nothing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it goes back to character and mentality first and foremost. You have to start there. It's an internal thing. It's not something that's external.
I'm glad you said character development, because what I've noticed, even with a lot of athletes, you see they have a lot of money, but the money has grown, but they haven't developed along with the money.
Right.
And it's a big problem when the money grows before you develop.
Right.
That's a hard problem. A lot of black men don't understand that. And I'm glad you said that. The character development is key. It's better to have those standards before you get the money than to get the money and not have no standards. Right. Because you're still going to be the same person and having the same problems, but you have to develop along with your growth. But let me kind of talk about this. You have recently been under some scrutiny in the last year or two. And again, you've never asked, and I can say this, you're not a person that, as I asked you to come on to this, to this show, you've never asked anybody for a shout out or anything like that. No. And there are certain, certain people that feel, I would say, a little threatened by you. You never tried to associate yourself with us at all. You've always dealt by yourself and did your shows by yourself, and that was it. And you never hated on nobody. However, I have seen there's been some animosity towards certain ladies. I believe you have probably one of the bigger platforms, and this whole idea, like with women like Nieka Marie, they are entering the manosphere economy, and we shouldn't let women like her in the space. Like, why is she here? I know that you don't hear that maybe a whole lot, but I know that recently there was an issue. What do you think about those other guys who have this problem with you talking to men, or this problem with you talking about relationships? Because you're helping actually both men and women. But yeah. So what do you think that that people who have these things to say about you? What's your thoughts about that?
I really don't understand it. I wish I could, but I just don't. I don't understand it. First and foremost, like you said, I didn't even know what a manosphere was until who was it? Obsidian. He made his critique video about me, and I'm like, what is a manosphere? What is it? And so then that's when I was first introduced to a manosphere, or a black manosphere. I had no idea about a manosphere at all, let alone a black one. And so I'm just confused as to what I'm imposing upon when I had no idea about, who any of these people were in the first place. In addition to that, again, I'm not doing anything that is detrimental or doing anything that is counterproductive, if you will. Like, I'm actually trying to bring some kind of order and structure into the male and female interaction or dynamic. And I'm calling out actually a lot of the poor behaviors that a lot of us women have, which is ultimately helping men to have better experiences. So I really did not understand the scrutiny or the critiques or just the outright disrespect that I've gotten from a lot of men that were in, the manosphere. I didn't understand it. I don't understand it to this day, especially when I've been non-problematic. Like, I really do mind my business.
Right.
And I really
That's the good point.
Huh?
Yeah, you don't bother nobody at all.
I don't bother anybody. Like, I really do mind my business. If I like people, I support them, and I just go about my day. Like, if it's not bothering me, I just let it fly from me, or if I don't like something, I just ignore it, unless it's something that I really do feel like is extremely problematic. And it's like, hold up, like the whole abort black babies, that was a problem for me, and I had to say something. But other than that, I mind my business, I let people do them.
Let me interject real quick. You do have, they got that nice silver play button in the back, and you have 106,000 subscribers. You have a, when you do go live, not that I be pocket watching, but the super chats be coming up there. I seen.
Shout out to my crown head. Shout out to the crown head.
I seen at least about $40-$50 up there one time. I'm not gonna be, I know you're working with a little something up there. Do you think that because you are a successful creator on the platform, you have 100,000 plus subscribers, 106,000 subscribers, and that the people that, they're threatened that women like you who kind of, have this social media following, and you are consistent in your uploads and things like that, and then you are attractive, but the other guys feel like, well, I can't really compete against her because she's a woman talking about these issues and they won't listen to me. Do you feel that that's also, a motive for some of these people that dislike you?
Yes, I absolutely do feel like that is also a factor into it, and rightfully so. Like I would feel a way maybe if I was insecure and untalented. I would feel that way too if, just a little shade. No, but seriously, to be completely real, like I don't. No shade. Okay, that was just me.
That was shade.
That was just a little shot. They coming at your girl. I take a little shot. No, but I could understand that, and I do feel like that does factor into it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like that's not. Is it my fault? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what do y'all want me to do? I put on the trash bag, so I took off my makeup. Like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I don't know.
And they still mad.
But they are, I feel not all of them. Let me be honest. Let me be real for a second. Okay. And stop being silly. There are people who genuinely feel like I may be somebody that is a chameleon. That's the word I keep seeing all over.
Okay. Okay.
I could be somebody that is just trying to steal and capitalize. I'm not being genuine. I'm not being sincere. It's all a money grab. Right. And so you really do have people that they're not hating at all. It's like, no, I'm not hating on her. I just feel like she could be disingenuous. It could be a hustle for her. And they may feel in their heart of hearts that they're coming from a genuine place, and they may feel like they've been at it longer than me. And so it could rub somebody the wrong way when they feel like they are being sincere, they are being genuine, and then here you go with this tattoo titty. Okay, that's what they call me. And she's attractive, and she's saying the same things that I say, and she's growing at a rapid speed. She's picking up a lot of traction. She's getting money, whatever the case is. Like, somebody could honestly feel like I am imposing upon, their growth or what they're trying to do. And so I'm absolutely open-minded enough to understand that, although I have to call it out and say that is not my intentions. I've been doing and saying the same things before I even knew about a Manosphere or whatever the case was. This is just who I am. And people gravitate towards me based upon who I am, right? And so again, I don't know what y'all want me to do, because all I'm doing is what I feel is my purpose, which is calling out things, being truthful, being honest, being direct, and ultimately trying to mend the gaps, bridge the gaps, and have healthy, solid foundations of relationships. Like, that's my objective. It's not to step on anybody or shit on anybody or take from anybody. Like, I'm honestly just being myself. And I can't help that people gravitate towards me. I can't help that that your people like me. I can't help that. And so I do feel slighted in that way, though. Like, I don't feel like that's fair to just automatically write me off in that way. But I do understand it. I can see it,
But it's not your fault. I know they mad.
It's not my fault. Yeah, it ain't my fault. Did I do that? No, it ain't my fault. So
y'all don't know about that. Y'all too young for that.
Yeah.
So anyways, they too young. So let me, I'm not gonna keep you too much longer. I know you have a stream to do here very shortly. But I always ask people that come on to the platform, why should they subscribe to Nieka Marie Dope Discussions? Give them a sales pitch. Hold on, Kim, give me some sales music. Go ahead.
You should subscribe to Nieka Marie and our Dope Discussions, because we have authentic, real, uncensored, unfiltered conversations. We don't care about who we may offend. The truth is the truth. And we try to help everybody to gain an understanding, evolve and grow and become better versions of themselves. All right. We also have a great time. All right. Although we keep it teachable and insightful and all of that, we also are very humorous. We're down to earth. We're relatable. And, you know, I'm your little big sister. Like, why wouldn't you want to subscribe to your little big sister? Like, you got to support the family. All right. Welcome to Crown Head Nation. Go ahead and subscribe and check us out. And you very well may become addicted to our dope discussions.
All right. This is like a pretty good sales pitch to me. So guys, check out the first comment pinned to the top. Nieka Marie dope discussions. So you guys will be seeing, you know, some great things from her. I'm pretty sure. I have seen, you know, the camera quality. She's out trying to, you know, she's improving. She's using that YouTube money for the for the right thing. So check her out, and I do thank her for coming by. And as you guys know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. We out.